Good afternoon, Tristine. It's really lovely to meet you. I'm Tracey from Interiors Monthly. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, good afternoon. So I'm Tristine Hargreaves and I'm the Executive Director of the National Bed Federation.
Great. Okay. So tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into the furniture industry? And more specifically, how did you get involved with the NBF?
So I've been in the industry, or I'm going to give my age away here now, but at least probably over 30 years now. And I actually started in a Lancashire textile mill in the yarn industry and was responsible for the quality control of yarns that were going into make some of the upholstery fabrics that we find on our sofas and headboards today. So, yes, interestingly, started in the supply chain really before moving on to bed manufacturing and worked for one of the large brand companies in the UK. And I was there for a number of years, working my way upwards into a role of the group quality assurance manager for the group of companies. And quite an interesting role, getting involved in production, in regulations, in standards, all sorts of different aspects of the manufacturing process. And that's where I actually started to first work with the National Bed Federation. And I used to attend the National Bed Federation forums and give updates to the members at that time on some of the standards and regulations and proposed changes that was happening. So I got to know quite a lot of people in the industry through that role. Yes, especially sort of working with the NBF in that capacity. And from there, I actually moved on into retail, working for one of the large national retailers, again in the furniture departments and looking after beds and bedroom, as that was my background. Again, before moving then into a testing and advisory capacity, and actually looking at the standards and regulations of furniture in more detail, covering work on British standards, European standards and international standards committees, which is an element of the role that I still do today, before actually going to work for the National Bed Federation as their technical manager. And, it's been great because I've progressed through the industry over the years and, sort of finally into the role here as Executive Director for the National Bed Federation and took over from Jessica Alexander, who stepped away from the role last year. But because I've worked so closely with the NBF over the years and for the NBF, it just felt like a really natural step for me to take.
So it sounds like you've had a really interesting start and a good foundation in the furniture and beds industry. How do you think your previous experience has actually helped you in your current role?
It's helped me enormously. It's good to understand the industry because it's a unique industry in some of the challenges that it faces. But also, I have a great understanding of product, of the manufacturing process, of the standards and regulations that impact on the industry and the effect that they can have. And also sort of a lot of the work that I've done over the, sort of previous years, has helped me understand all different aspects of industry. So even sustainability and other areas. Yeah, it's really, really helped understand some of the challenges that the manufacturing industry has, and in particular the bed industry.
You talked about, well, you've mentioned challenges. What do you think the biggest challenges are facing people in the industry right now?
Well, one of the things that we've been facing probably over the last at least 18 months and probably will continue to face for a little bit more time to come yet is obviously the cost of living crisis. As you know, as an industry, we're very closely linked to the housing market. We're very closely linked to what's happening with mortgage rates. We're an industry where, we are a considered purchase. It is a large ticket price item in many respects. And, sort of that cash flow, within people's pockets, has a direct influence on, sort of the sales that we take in industry through the retailers and how buoyant our market is or not. And it has been a real challenge, I think, not just for the bed sector, but also for the furniture sector. I think the entire furniture sector has been feeling it over the last couple of years. We've also had things like the early general election this year with a new Labour government. We've yet to see sort of what the first budget in October will bring. And I think we're waiting and watching very closely to see what happens there, and really sort of the changes that will happen with this new government. We hope that we will see an upturn in that cost of living crisis, but I guess we'll need to wait for the outcome of the budget in October.
Yeah, definitely. So the challenges, I mean, that's the immediate challenge. We've been through such a change over the last, I would say 5 years or so. We've had the pandemic. I think there's more consumer focus on sustainability for now, potential regulation coming in. How do you think those challenges are presenting themselves in the longer term?
Yeah, absolutely. So sustainability is a really key topic, actually. And you mentioned it there. Customers are becoming increasingly aware of the responsibility for the planet and the impact that we're having on the planet and our choices as well. So we've tried as the NBF to really help our members on their sustainability journeys. And we've talked about some of the more recent impacts with cost of living. We've also gone through COVID as well, don't forget, in the more recent years. But
Yeah.
before even that period of time, the NBF have been working on a set of eco-design principles, which we freely issued to all the industry, not just NBF members. But these are eco-design principles to help manufacturers understand and look at the best principles for how to design a mattress so that we can take into account end of life considerations. And that can be principles including building the mattress for longevity so that it lasts longer. How do we instruct our customers to care for the product so that it stays in the home for longer? So all sorts of things, from what the customer can do to help keep it in the home longer to how we can design it for easier end of life recyclability as well. So we introduced these principles, but it was also then important to introduce for our members what we call our eco-design scoring toolkit. And that's a method by which our members can actually start to have a look at their own products, benchmark the products to see where it is now on that journey. But that toolkit will then also give those, sort of guidance on, well, this is where I am now, but it also gives an indication, well, if I was to tweak this area or tweak that area, I could actually make it more sustainable, in the future. So it's a great toolkit for members to use to look at what small changes can be made to actually make some significant improvements in the products. Alongside that, we also then introduced, and I'm going back just over 2 years ago now, the NBF's Pledge for Our Planet, which is voluntary for our members to sign up to. But essentially what it does is it's a starting point on the journey. And we have some things that we'll measure after 2 years and some things that we'll measure after 5 years. And that's to recognise that it is a journey. We're not just going to get from A to B in one step. And it would be silly of us to assume that anybody could do that. And I think some people might find just making that first step a little bit scary on that journey. So we've tried to make it an easy journey, to sort of say, right, let's help you take that first step. Let's help you benchmark where you are. Let's get you on that journey so that, in 2 years or 5 years time, you can be meeting some of these goals and have really seen not just an improvement in sustainability for the planet, but also the goals that we've written in will also help make some business improvements, which will help the members with business and business costs as well. So we've really tried to focus on, let's get you on the journey. Let's all work together.
Yeah, you mentioned COVID. And, we're talking about the last 5 years because there have been such a massive change. You've had COVID, you've had Brexit, and obviously now the cost of living crisis. Do you think companies that are sustainable potentially could navigate some of the difficulties they've had in terms of being more competitive and giving consumers what they want?
Well, I think certainly the customers, sort of are much more aware, as we said, about the environment and our impact on the planet. But I think, what we also need to factor in as well, that looking after our planet, getting on that journey, being more sustainable is actually also the right thing to do. And I'm really proud of our NBF membership because, we do have a group of members that really do want to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And, our NBF motto itself is let's make it right. And, it is a membership that's, really passionate about its industry and being responsible for the products we put on the market. So, yes, I think there's, an element of the customer, becoming more aware. But I think there's also, let's not play down, the direction from our members who are really pushing and striving to do the right thing as well. And it really is a case of, the National Bed Federation is a membership organisation driven by its membership, and they really do have a huge voice in the work that we carry out and the direction of travel that we take. So I think we have to give credit to our members on that journey as well.
Fantastic. So, talking about the members, could you tell us a little bit more about your role specifically in terms of supporting members and the direction of the NBF? Just tell me a little bit about your role overall and maybe day to day.
Yeah, absolutely. So my role as executive director is to look after the strategy and the direction of work that the NBF Secretariat here carry out. That is driven largely by what's happening in industry. So we have an annual conference, our AGM and forum that takes place each year, and our members have an opportunity there to have their say as well. So we're always striving to make sure that the work we're carrying out and delivering is of benefit and highly relevant to the membership and the issues that they're facing at the time. Over the coming, sort of next 12 to 18 months at least, and probably beyond, we're looking at a lot of regulatory changes as well. So we do offer great technical support to our members in terms of standards and developments. So one of the largest changes we're going to see is a potential revision to the furniture and furnishings fire safety regulations. That's been in place for, oh my goodness, it was 1988 when those regulations came in place. So this is going to be quite a change for the industry. And, what we're trying to do in terms of supporting our members is we've held several workshops and seminars so that we're able to communicate to the members what's in the potential revision. The government's Office for Product Safety and Standards launched a public consultation last year on that. So we were able to communicate what that actually meant, what was included in the consultation. And the output that we had from those seminars and workshops, for the members' feedback and their opportunity to let us know what their concerns and challenges were. That gave us a great landscape to be able to take that feedback from those manufacturers and suppliers and feed that back into the industry response to the public consultation as well. So it's great to have this two-way channel of communication because we can feed down to our members, information that we're getting and changes that are happening, but we're also able to feed that back up the chain to government as well and make sure that our members' voices are being heard and that that it's that two-way process in terms of that exchange of information, because that's how we build progress. So we've got a lot of work that's probably coming up on that over the next 12 to 18 months because it is a huge change. But, I think that's a really key thing to, to help our members navigate these, changing landscapes of regulations and legislation. It's a really key thing. So there's a lot of things there that's happening. We've already talked about the sustainability journey. But I think essentially we've got our bed show as well that's coming up. And, that's another key thing for our members, for them to be able to exhibit their products, whether it's our supplier members who are exhibiting their new components, or whether it's our bed manufacturers who are looking at the latest trends and designs and using the NBF Bed Show as a platform to launch some of their new product ranges as well.
So the NBF show, from what I understand, it's been a bit of a sellout this year. I think, am I right that you have sold out of exhibitor spaces and your gala dinner's pretty booked up? You've got the awards coming up, which is great. What can people expect? And if people want to visit, are they still able to do that?
Okay, so we're really pleased actually. Yes, our exhibition space is completely sold out. We have a great range of exhibitors. We've got our component supplier zone where we have our NBF suppliers exhibiting. We have our NBF manufacturing members represented. We've also got some really good guest exhibitors as well. So we've got all sorts of businesses there. Some of our guests include recyclers as well. So again, looking at that sustainability element and how to responsibly dispose of products at the end of life as well. So it's a great mix of exhibitors, and we're really excited for this year. Yes, the gala dinner's also sold out as well. That looks to be, a really good evening that we're looking forward to. We've got our host Anton de Beck, who will be entertaining us for the evening and presenting the awards. And we've also got some live entertainment for everybody to get out their dancing shoes after the dinner's finished as well. So it looks like it's going to be a good, lively evening.
Great. Okay. And just remind me, when is the event?
So the event is actually next week. It's taking place on the 24th and 25th of September. Our gala dinner is on the evening of Tuesday, the 24th, and that's also our Bed Industry Awards evening. So it's quite an interesting evening. Lots of really, really good entries that we've had this year. And of course, the NBF are not involved in the judging process. It's completely independent. So we're looking forward to seeing who the winners are as well at this moment in time. But yes, a very exciting evening, and yes, I actually wish all of our entrants, huge success, and thank them for their entries, because it's been a real interesting year for lots and lots of entries, and I think a really tough job for the judges actually, because there's been some fantastic entrants, a really high standard of entries this year.
Great. Okay, so it sounds like you're really busy. I mean, you've got so much going on at the moment. What do you do anything in your spare time? Do you have time to do you have any downtime?
Quite interesting. Yeah, no, at the moment it feels like it's all work and no play. Certainly in the lead up to the bed show. We are quite a small secretariat here. It's actually been a team of 4 of us that's really sort of driven all of the work behind the scenes on not only the bed show as an exhibition, but also the gala dinner and the awards. There's a lot of organising to do for a small team. So yes, I would love to say that I have a really exciting out of work social life. At the moment, that doesn't exist. But no, when I am able to sort of take some downtime and relax, I actually do enjoy just taking myself off to the coast, having sort of a digital detox, and just literally sort of getting out walking, taking in the fresh air, and just relaxing actually. But you do need the nice weather for that, I guess. So yeah, absolutely. That's where you'll see me in my summer months, if you will, just sort of making the most of the good old British weather.
Yeah, it sounds like you need it as well, because like I say, it's incredible that you achieve so much as quite a small team. So congratulations for everything that you're doing, and for pulling the show together as you do every year. So yeah, fantastic. Um, can I ask if somebody wanted to become a member of the NBF? what would what would be the benefits for them?
Yeah, absolutely. So if anybody's interested in NBF membership, essentially we would encourage you to first come and have a look on our website. We've got some really good information on there at www.bedfed.org.uk. I don't know if we say the WWs anymore. That's probably quite old-fashioned, isn't it? But yes, bedfed.org.uk. But essentially, we've got great technical support for members, which I think I've already touched on with our standards and regulatory experience. I think I mentioned earlier that I'd been involved in a lot of the British, European, and international standards committees, of which I still am very involved in those on behalf of our industry. And I still currently chair the Domestic and Contract Furniture Committee at BSI. So our members are kept fully abreast of any regulatory changes that take place there. We have great support on our sustainability side as well. So we have Tom, who's our circular economy and sustainability lead, and he's there to help members on their journey. We've got excellent marketing support as well. We've got Philippa and Simon who really excel at marketing. And one of the things that we do is, sort of really push the reasons why to buy from an NBF member. Why should a retailer buy from an NBF member? Our manufacturing members actually have to go through a code of practice audit as a condition of joining the National Bed Federation. And that's essentially them putting themselves through an independent audit against a set of criteria, against product legislation, to show that they're a responsible business, really taking care of the compliance side. And again, showcasing that they're a good manufacturer and another reason to buy from an NBF member. We've got lots of other support on there as well. We give lots of sales data and information to members. And we also have member benefits such as support with HR issues and health and safety issues, because we also recognise that some of our members are the smaller companies that maybe don't have lots of resource within the business. So we have external providers that can help in those areas as well. So there's lots of reasons. I'm sure I could probably talk about this for a lot longer than the slot we've been given today. But I would say if it's something that you're interested in, do get in touch with us. You do have to be an NBF member to exhibit at our bed show as well. So again, another reason, that really gives you that platform to showcase, your goods to hopefully the good amount of retailers that will have visiting the bed show on Tuesday and Wednesday next week.
So presumably, if people come along and visit, they can come and talk to you. They can talk to the team about becoming a member, and find out more.
Absolutely. So myself and the team will be on hand through Tuesday and Wednesday next week. So we're literally, as you come through the entrance to the halls, we're there on the right hand side. So come and say hello. We'll be able to give you more information, explain to you, a lot of the work that the NBF do, and you'll be able to have a look around the show and see what it's all about. It's a great place to visit. There's so many NBF brands, suppliers and manufacturers all under one roof. It really is the go-to place for bed buyers and retailers to come along, see what it's all about, look at what the trends are for next year. And yeah, absolutely. So no, please, if you are, considering NBF membership, do come and talk to us. We'll be there to help with any questions that you might have.
Great. And let's just remind everybody again, if they want to visit, where do they go to register?
Okay, so you want to go to the Bed Show website. So even if you just type into Google the NBF Bed Show, it will come up on there for you. So go to the Bed Show website and then you'll be able to register. So registration is free. Come along, it's at Telford International Centre. And it's free car parking, and the team will be looking forward to welcoming you there. So we expect it to be a really great event. So please do come along.
Great. Okay, thank you. And again, if people want to join, they can go to bedfed.org.
Absolutely, yep. So bedfed.org if you want to know more about the National Bed Federation and want to join. But again, yes, if you want to attend the bed show, it would be, yes, bedshow.org.uk. And yes, please do register and come along.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time today. That's been really interesting. And what are your plans for the rest of the day? I presume it's just work, work, work at the moment.
It is absolutely. It's still all go getting ready in our final preparations for the bed show this week. So yes, absolutely. It's all go, but an exciting time.
Well, do you know what? I really appreciate you taking this time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. It's been great, and I wish you every success with the event next week. Yeah, just thank you very much. It's been very insightful.
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.